Daniel's no in the dining table gave him the room to say no in the throne room years later. Imagine if he had said yes in the dining room. He wouldn't have the strength to say no in the throne room years later. Can you remain faithful when the world around you are screaming for you to compromise? Can you remain in the side of God when the entire people around you are saying you should leave God? This was the case of a teenager who found himself in a different land, not his father's land, who was selected to be part of the rulers, part of the king's cabinet, but refused to dine with the king, eating meat, but eating only vegetables. This was the case of a young man, a teenage man, who stood up, and when they were told not to pray, he said, I will pray. This was the case of the man who was not willing to compromise anything that will affect his relationship with God. They went to the extent of changing his name, changing his diet to a better name and a better diet. But he stick to his old name and he stick to his God's given diet. Imagine what would have happened. Imagine the kind of insults. Imagine the kind of things that this man would have passed through just to keep to his integrity, just to keep to that he's not going to compromise what God has said. Babylon was not just a city, it was a system. And Nebuchadnezzar was the king. The king, Nebuchadnezzar, did not try to kill the young Israelites, but he tried to win them over to his side. He tried to coin them to who he wanted them to be. He wanted to control their minds. He wanted to control their lives. He wanted to control their beings, to know who they are and what they should be. He wanted them to think like the Babylonians, so that they will forget their God and seek after the gods of the Babylonians. This is the same pressure we are facing today. Culture does not allow us to follow God the way we ought to follow God. Your culture will not tell you to deny your faith outrightly. But your culture will tell you, just bend a little. Just compromise a little. There's nothing bad. And the moment you agree and succumb to that, you have sinned against God. You have left God aside and you are sticking to what your culture says. Your culture wants you to compromise on a small thing. I have resolved not to defy myself. That was what Daniel said in Daniel chapter 1, verse number 8. And that singular word, resolved, changed Daniel's history. Now let's see who Daniel is. Daniel was a young man who was captured into captivity in Babylon. He was an Israelite. And he and his friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they were all together. He was selected because of his handsomeness to be part of the king's cabinet. He was selected to be eating good meal with the king. But Daniel refused, and he continued eating his vegetable. To compromise to some may be easy, but Daniel knew that if you don't stick to small things, if you don't stand with small things, if you are placed up there, you will fall with those big things you are giving. You need to be faithful in the little you have for you to get more and you remain faithful. Consistency in private builds strength in public. When you are consistent in what you are doing privately, your strength will be built publicly. That was what Daniel did. Daniel's no in the dining table gave him the room to say no in the throne room years later. Imagine if he had said yes in the dining room. He wouldn't have the strength to say no in the throne room years later. Are there small areas in your life that you have started bending into your culture? They have started bending into sin? They are saying it does not matter. Nobody will die. It's just to do like this. It's just to do like this. Those areas, you need to leave them. You need to change. You need to amend your ways now. There may be the things you say in your office. There may be the things you watch at home when you are alone. There may be the things you see on social media. There may be the things you browse to see. It may be how you handle your finance and others' finances. Daniel is saying no. Say no to those things. Daniel is showing us that being holy does not mean being better than others. When you are holy does not mean you are better than others. It's about being set apart for God's set purpose. When you draw a line that I will not cross this line because of my faith, God will give you the strength to stand by that purpose. Daniel was thrown into the lion's den. Why? He was asked not to pray to God, conspired against Daniel, and they told the king Nebuchadnezzar, anybody that prays will be thrown into the lion's den. Daniel returned back. Daniel returned back to his room, opened his window, and started praying. The Bible said that he was called by Nebuchadnezzar. Note, when Daniel was told that he's not to pray, Daniel did not protest. Daniel did not argue, because he knew what he was going to do. He knew that he's going to continue to remain faithful to God. It was just like the apostles who said, we would rather serve God than obey men. Daniel obeyed God, served God, rather than obeying what the king had said. He went back to his room, opened his window, and he prayed. When he was asked, he did not deny it. He was thrown into the lion's den. When money came, the king sent for him, bring him out, check if he's still alive. He was alive, and he was brought out. And those who reported him were thrown into the lion's den. The Bible said that they did not get to the floor before the lion finished devouring them. That's to show you that those lions were hungry. Now you need to understand this, that the lion's den was a public crisis, but the battle was won privately in Daniel's room when he was praying. The battle was not won publicly, but it was won privately. So it was that private battle that was won that came into reality, and everybody saw that Daniel has won the battle. What is that battle you are fighting? What is that thing that you think that if you don't do, things will go bad in your life? What is that thing that you think that if you don't do, they will kill you, they will destroy you? Daniel is giving you hope that if you, those standing with God will remain forever. You don't need anybody to push you away from God. Stand with God and stick with God. Your devotion is secret. Expose your testimony in public. Your devotion is secret. Expose your testimony in public. Be devoted to God, and God will continue to expose everything in a brighter light. If you wait for the lions to come before you develop a prayer life, you are already defeated. Forget about it. Start praying. Keep praying now. This is the right time to pray. Don't wait for the lions to come. Rather, pray awaiting the lions to come. Daniel's strength was not his own. It was a result of a long life strength, a long life daily devotion, power-packed prayers, and a greater decision, even when he was in Babylon. My friend watching this video, viewer, I'm talking to you, listening. Your prayer life should be strengthening now, not when the problem comes. Don't await the problem before you start praying. Pray before the problems appear, and God will see you through. Babylon is gone. Nebuchadnezzar is a memory. But the words of Daniel still remain till today. What will you be remembered for? Daniel proves that you don't have to be loud for you to be influential. You can be influential in your private room. People, men, women, kings, queens, presidents, governors will hear of you. You can live in a hostile environment, a school that mocks your faith, neighbors that mock your personality, family that mocks your financial life, and friends that desert you when things are not going well. But remember, when you stick to God, praying to God privately, God will reward you publicly. You win the battle publicly. I want you to find a spot and start praying. This is a charge to you. Find a spot. Communicate to God daily. Talk to God daily. Be clear with your prayers and see how God will answer you. That is what Daniel did. Now, this is a call to action. Tell me what your Daniel moment is right now in the comment section. Drop it. Where is your culture pressuring you to? Where are your neighbors pressuring you to? Where are those friends of yours, your family? Where are they pressuring you to? State it and pray over it, and they will get better. Thanks for watching this video. If you have learned something, please do well to subscribe to our channel, press the like button, drop a comment for us, and please share this video. Thank you, and bye for now.